In this video, I'm going to show you what you're probably not doing with Amazon PPC and what you should be doing with Amazon advertising. I see a lot of clients that just, they ignore this part of Amazon PPC, and in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what you should be doing with Amazon PPC. I'm Dr. Travis Ziegler, and before I get started, what I want you to do is head down to the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, and then hit the bell right beside it. I'm going to be going over lots of videos regarding Amazon PPC, and so I don't want you to miss out on all the strategies and tactics that I'm going to be teaching you. So the big problem that I see with a lot of people with Amazon pay-per-click or Amazon PPC is that they always want to learn the next tactic that's going to move them forward and make them more sales. The problem with that is that we learn so many different tactics that we don't really know what to do, and we start to get confused and frustrated, and so then when we're looking at Seller Central, we end up just turning everything off. Does that sound familiar? You just kind of look at everything, you don't know what to do next, so you just kind of turn it all off. And I see that so many times with clients. I've also seen clients that have 10 different campaigns for one product, and they're advertising for all 10 variations on their one product. And so what I'm going to do in this video is just kind of show you a structure that we use that's very simple, and I'm going to show it to you on our account and how we use it personally. And this doesn't matter how many variations you have. It doesn't really matter if you only have one product. You can use this, and it's a very simple structure to really get started. And the goal with it is to track your results. Most people are not tracking their results, and it makes a huge difference when it comes to Amazon PPC. If you're not tracking your results, you don't really know where you are, and then you don't really know where you're going. And so tracking results is just huge in regards to being successful on Amazon pay-per-click. So I'm going to show you when we get an account onboarded with us, I'm going to show you what we do right away with them to kind of figure out where they are and where we need to take them. So I'm going to show you our tracking sheet that we use. I'm also going to show you how we organize all the products and campaigns. And then in future videos, I'm also going to show you how we get started with competitor analysis, keywords, campaign structure, and then how we scale our campaigns as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of those videos. So let's jump right into the content. All right, so here we are on just a simple spreadsheet. I left it blank, but I am going to include a template for our spreadsheet in the description below, so you can click that, copy it over to your files if you want to get this template. So, but I'm going to start with a blank sheet just to kind of show you where we go from scratch. So the first thing we do with a new client and onboarding ourselves, so this is our account right here, we go over here to reports and then come down here to business reports. After you're inside business reports, what we want to do is just go to detail page sales by traffic by child item, and that's going to bring up everything. I usually like to get data back to about maybe 2 months ago. Doesn't really matter, it's just kind of an arbitrary number. What we're trying to do is we're going to find the best seller of that parent ASIN a little bit later on. So then after we get the last 2 months of data, we then want to download the CSV file. Once we've downloaded the CSV file, I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to go to File and Import. And you can go here to Upload, and then you can grab it right down here and just put it right in. And then I usually do just insert a new sheet. That way it doesn't replace all your data. So we obviously have quite a few products. We have close to 44 different ASINs, so that can be a little overwhelming. And what I do here is I'm going to highlight everything on top, and then we're going to get rid of pretty much everything but the parent ASIN, the child ASIN, the title, and the sales over here. And then next what we're going to do is we're actually going to sort by parent ASIN. So we're going to highlight it all, go to data, sort range by column A, data has headers. And so what that's going to do is it's really going to organize everything that we have here by parent ASIN. And then what I like to do is just put a little space in between. All right, so we have all of our products right here. And then what I do is just kind of go through and I highlight the products that are the best sellers. So I usually just use a green highlighter for that. All right, so once we have all those highlighted, obviously if you have only one product, this will be pretty easy. This is of course with multiple products. All right, so next what we're gonna do is, so what we've done here is this is the basis that we build everything around. The reason this sheet is so important is that it will help us track everything moving forward. We'll use this sheet to calculate our maximum cost per acquisition, our break-even ACOS, our target ACOS, and finally it will help us determine what we're going to name our Amazon PPC campaigns, which I think is one of the most important parts of the strategy because it avoids confusion when you're looking at the data. So after we figure all this out, what we're going to do is map out our plan to open up different ad groups inside each campaign for the best-selling child ASIN. So a common mistake that I see Amazon sellers make in their PPC is that they advertise to all their ASIN variations, and you don't need to do this. Drive your Amazon PPC to the best-selling child ASIN, and then let the customer choose which one they want to purchase. So unless there's a drastic difference between the variations, then you always want to just drive it to the best seller, and that's why we highlighted that in the first area. So what we want to do next is figure out our maximum cost per acquisition, our break-even ACOS, and our target ACOS. And so that's a very simple formula. We're going to do sales price right here. We're going to do Amazon fees. We're going to do cost of goods sold, or product costs. And then we're finally going to figure that out to find out maximum cost per acquisition, or CPA. And then we're going to use that to figure out break-even ACOS. And then we actually get to pick our target ACOS. So target ACOS is just dependent on how aggressive you want to be with your advertising. We'll actually lose money on some of our products just because we want to rank well for them. Maximum CPA is a simple formula. You just come up here to the sum, and then you're going to do sales price minus Amazon fees minus cost of goods sold. And that's all it's going to be. And I'm going to show you the example here. So I'm actually going to hide all these just so we don't get too confused. And we're just going to focus on this one example, which is our women's polarized sunglasses. So what we're going to do here is go search on Amazon for that product, pull it up. You're going to come down here. What I'm using here is the Helium 10 Chrome extension tool. You can download that. I put the link in the post below to get more information on that. And then you can see right here, we're going to put our cost of goods sold right there. And then here's our selling price. So we're going to go back to that. $29.97 minus our Amazon fees, which is $7.69, calculated by Helium 10. $7.69 minus our cost of goods sold, which we said was $5.25, which should give us the same answer that Helium 10 does, which is $17.03. So that looks pretty good. All right, so I don't really worry about these other ones. You can calculate it too if you want, but these other ones are just variations, so we're not going to advertise for them. And so let's hide all those and just focus on this one product that I'm showing you in this example. So I would do that for every single product that I had. So now we need to calculate break-even ACOS. So going back to this, maximum CPA is very simply sales price minus Amazon fees minus cost of goods, or your product cost, and that will give you pretty much your profit without any advertising. So I can spend up to $17 to break even on this product. So then what we want to do is figure out our break-even ACOS, which is simply just our max CPA divided by our sales price. And that's going to be represented as a percentage. And then you can kind of take it down to that 1%. And that's it. So we can go up to 57% ACOS in order to sell this. Now, I do know this product really well, and my target ACOS is actually 7 percentage points above that. And the reason I do that is because I know that 7 percentage or 10 percentage points above our break even gets us better organic ranking in order to be able to get more organic sales. So I'm willing to take a loss on that, and some of our target keywords do go that high, if not higher, and some of our better keywords go a lot lower. So it's kind of a give-take relationship. These are sunglasses. I don't like to go too much higher, but any of our consumable products, I'll actually go even higher. I may go even 20% higher because we have about a 30 to 40% return rate, and so that initial cost is well worth getting them on the back end to order over and over again. And so if you're liking this video so far, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and hit that little bell to get notified whenever we come out with a new one. If you have any questions over anything I'm really going over, make sure that you let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. And then also you can head to growto1million.com. Growto1million.com, you can schedule a call with me if you want a free 45-minute coaching call that we go over your campaign, see where you're struggling, and see if we can get through it. So let's jump back into it. So after we figure out the target ACOS, we want to figure out a naming convention for our campaigns. Again, naming is so important because if you don't know what to name your campaign, then you're going to be confused. And I see crazy naming conventions, and I'm just going to keep mine simple. And so what ours is simply the product, ASIN, a manual campaign, because we're going to build out a manual campaign if you're doing an auto campaign, which I don't recommend until the very end. And that means after you've done all your manual ones. And then I put the ACOS target that we're going after. So For this pair, our sunglasses are called Fleeks. So I'll call Fleek sunglasses. We'll then put the child ASIN. And then I'll put a little pipe. And then I'll put manual, because it's a manual campaign, meaning it's going to have broad, phrase, exact. It's going to have everything in there. It's going to have multiple ad groups. We'll get into that at a later lesson. And then I put my ACOS target of 67 on there, because I know that's what it's needed to get more sales and more organic sales. Some people won't agree with that. I don't agree with 10% ACOS. That's just my opinion. Yeah, great profit, but you may not be driving as many organic sales as you could be. All right, so after we name the campaign, we're then going to create columns for the advertising ad groups. And so this is getting into more of the planning and the rollout phase of Amazon PPC. And we want to plan a rollout of different ad groups that we'll be putting into this new campaign. If you already have campaigns up and running, you have an advantage, and you can use a search term report data to start gathering keywords. But if you're starting a brand new campaign, then we'll do keyword research at a later point, and I'll show that in a later video, which once it's available, I'll put it right here above, and you can click it. So the rollout of these ad groups is in 3 tiers. Tier 1 is from our keyword research and data gathering, and I call these browse, shop, and brand. So then tier 2 is from search term report analysis. So after browse, shop, and brand have been running for about a month or so, we'll then want to come out with a scale campaign for really profitable keywords, a buy campaign for not profitable keywords, but they still are driving a lot of sales. And then we may even want to come out with single keyword, broad, and phrase ad groups. And these are all ad groups inside of the same campaign. And those single keyword, broad, and phrase are mostly for the keywords that are making a ton of sales or they get a ton of traffic, and you want to keep a closer eye on them than if they're in an ad group with a bunch of other ones, because they might take all your budget. So what I'm going to do here is put in scale by single keyword broad, single keyword phrase. So that's tier 2. And then finally tier 3, we're going to move out of this campaign that we're in right now. So this is all one campaign, all these ad groups. And now we're finally going to go into the auto campaign, which everybody usually does first, which I don't recommend doing. We're then going to work on product targeting ads, or PTA ads. And then we're going to work on headline search ads or sponsored brand ads. And then product display ads if you have access to AMS. And so that's kind of our rollout phase. This is our planning phase. And the reason I do this is because this is kind of a good checklist. So as you're doing more and more products, so we have all these products, and as you're doing more and more products and trying to scale this, you need to have some form of checklist to make sure that you have all these and it's moving forward. Now, with that being said, not all products are going to be able to make it all the way through to tier 3. You may be stuck on tier 1. I have some products that we don't even advertise for anymore because we couldn't make it profitable in tier 1. And so we just turned off the advertising. They still get sales, not as many as they would, but we were very unprofitable with the advertising. So we decided to shut it down and just let them sell. And they still sell 1 to 5 to 10 a day on some situations. So it just depends. But the example I'm showing you today, we've already got it all the way through this. And so that's why I'm showing it to you today. So now that we've got this worksheet ready to go, and we have our checklist guide, now what I want to show you is our weekly measurables. So our weekly measurables, I have this template again down in the comments, and so you can click over to that template and copy it over to your Google Drive just so you don't have to worry about putting in all these folders, because I just copy and paste everything from the template. And so let me just bring up the template and kind of show you. This template will also have an example in here, and you'll see that right here. And you can see us checking it as we go through. Now, before you get overwhelmed with this spreadsheet, what I want you to notice is that we're tracking very few numbers on a per parent basis. And so we're tracking the entire product line of the Fleek sunglasses right here, not just the one single product. And so we're tracking total sales overall. And so I'm going to show you how I do that. So this is your total account. All these formulas are set up to add everything below it. The average cost per click is simply a formula where we're taking the ad spend divided by the clicks, your sponsored products cost per click, or cost per acquisition, and you can compare this back to your $17 that we calculated in the first one. And so this is going to be your spend divided by your orders, and then your total CPA is going to be your spend divided by your total orders, and then the first one was ad orders, and then your ACOS, Amazon calculates this for you, but I have it in here too. It's going to be your spend divided by your ad sales. And then your total ACOS, which is a number I really care about, is your ad spend divided by your total sales. Where we get these numbers from is just inside your Seller Central, and then I use a software called Managed by Stats. I'll put a link down to it that is an affiliate link for me, so you might buy me a cup of coffee if you go through that. So what we do with this is I will go through essentially the first part inside Campaign Manager. So let me show you that first. So here we are back inside Campaign Manager, and what I do is I create portfolios. Portfolios are pretty much for all the products or all the campaigns that you're running for that particular product. And so the sunglasses fleek, you can see we've kind of already got these built out a little bit. We already have the PTA ad running. We have some HSA ads not running anymore, but there's a couple down here still. We usually turn them off if they're unprofitable. But what you're doing in here is coming down here, and you're gonna do last week, impressions, right there, 170,071. Clicks, ad spend was 988.49. Ad orders was 1393.53. And then orders was 49. Ad sales was 1394. So $20 cost per acquisition, so we're actually over what our target is, so we'll have to look into that. I get all these from Seller Central, and then I use a software called Managed by Stats. Again, I have an affiliate link down in the description, so you can check that out. And what you want to do is, if you have multiple variations, you'll want to come into SKUs first, or come into products area first, and we're going to make a product line. So you're going to click product line, and then you're going to make your own product line for each parent variation. So sunglasses fleek is that product line. And then what I do is come down here to SKUs, and you find all the ASINs that are, or excuse me, come down here to ASINs. And then you're going to come down here and pick the product line for all those products right there. And so once they're all in there, you can then go to statistics or profits, and then statistics. You're going to pick product line again, and then you'll see it right there. And then you're going to go weekly, and then go back to the week that was last week. And then this is where I get my total orders. So I come down here, 123. Total sales is right here, 3476.31. And then our net profit's gonna go all the way over here, and that's 342.50. And so that gives us our total cost per acquisition. ACOS, which is 71%. Our target was 67, so we're kind of right floating around there, and it's not sunglass season. And then our total ACOS is 28%. And so that's how you use this. And again, I have this spreadsheet available for you down in the description. All you have to do is click over and claim that, and then just make a copy of it over to your Google Drive, and then you'll be able to use this. And so Helium 10, Managed by Stats are the only two tools I really use for Amazon, and they both help me track my Amazon sponsored products and really help keep us on track to make sure we keep going. Now, I know a lot of you are probably saying that a 71% ACOS is not ideal, but it is ideal for this particular product. And we have other products that go below that are in the 30s, but we try to push higher ACOSs because it leads to higher organic rank. You have to invest in your advertising in order to acquire customers. And so don't forget that, and don't let a 10% ACOS feel sexy to you, because it's not. And it could be in your case, but most of the time you need to invest in advertising to grow your business and scale it. And so tracking was the goal of this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions regarding anything I did. And again, the spreadsheet that I went over is down below. Also, the links to Helium 10, Managed by Stats, and then you can see the example I gave as well down below. And make sure you copy this template over to yours. And then head to growto1million.com if you want to schedule a phone call with me. We'll hop on the phone for about 45 minutes, go over any problems you're having with your Amazon business. It's absolutely free, there's no obligation. And then if I can help you out, we'll kind of go from there. If not, I'll point you in the direction that you need to go. So thanks for watching. Again, Dr. Travis Ziegler. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and then hit that little notification so you find out every time we come out with a new video. Thanks for watching.